Okay guys, so I just finished watching George A. Romero's Day of the Dead, the 1985 follow-up to Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead. This is the third in the Dead trilogy. It's highly regarded as being one of the best horror movies ever made, although it didn't quite live up to fan expectations after the fantastic Dawn of the Dead. This one has found its legs as a cult favourite. Tom Savini has delivered some unbelievable special effects in this one. They are so gruesome and so over the top and so gory. They just make the movie something special. They really did. Okay, so it's starring Laurie Cardill as Sarah, Terry Alexander as John, Joseph Pilato as Rhodes, just living it up, Anthony DeLeo Jr. as Miguel, Richard Liberty as Logan, Sherman Howard as Bub, and Greg Nicotero as Johnson. So basically, following the events of Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, the government has put military personnel and scientists in these underground bunkers across the country to try and figure out what is causing the zombie apocalypse. So we catch up with this group of people in Day of the Dead, where it's been a long time since the outbreak has started. They do go out on regular chopper runs to see if there's any life left out there in the cities. And all they're finding is just desolation and a mass zombie outbreak everywhere with barely any signs of humanity left. So they're holed up in this bunker with the military, and yeah, we've got the zombie threat on the outside, but it's the people confined in this bunker that proves the downfall of themselves and ultimately possibly humanity. They just cannot get along. So the scientists are led by Logan, who is basically doing experiments on the dead, not trying to cure them in any way, but trying to tame them, trying to figure out if they are controllable. And that is where he has got Bub, an ex-military zombie who has become quite placid after being trained, so to speak, by Logan. Wonderful performance by Sherman Howard. Bub has become part of the reason this film is a cult classic. And the military personnel are led by Rhodes, who is gone absolutely control crazy. He is becoming very, very dangerous and just wants answers from the scientists who he believes are just butchers and not getting any answers, and they're wasting their time, they're wasting their ammunition. He just wants out. And Laurie Cardill plays Sarah, our heroine of the movie, who is basically just trying to keep her shit together and keep the peace and make sure everyone gets out alive, although she can see by the growing tensions between the military and the scientists that it's not a sustainable environment anymore. This place is going to implode and it's not going to end well for anybody. So she's having a relationship with Miguel, one of the military guys who is pretty much an emotional wreck, about to have a breakdown. He's not handling anything very well at all. He hasn't slept. So he is basically the weak link and pretty much the protagonist that causes the zombie breakout in the bunker at the end of the movie. So that's the general basic plot of this movie. Military, scientists, stuck together in a bunker, underground, zombie apocalypse raging above them. There's horror, there's inescapable horror. They cannot win this, and there's no answers, there's no one coming to help them. And just the volatility of so many personalities who are at their breaking point trying to coexist in a very claustrophobic environment ends up being a really bad situation for everyone involved. Zombies aren't the ultimate threat, it's themselves. So George A. Romero is not really known for getting masterful performances out of his actors, but I've seen this movie so many times. Like, it's been out since 1985. I've seen this movie, man, at least 20 times. And I've only just kind of like double dipped and picked it up again because of this nifty collector's edition. Brand new scan, very, very pretty. It's never looked better. No matter how many times I've watched this movie, I just kind of just found myself so engrossed in watching it and really appreciating the performances for what they are. Yeah, they're kind of campy and over the top, but Anthony DeLeo Jr., who plays Miguel, did such a good job playing this role. He was a guy that was just breaking down in front of our eyes, and he conveyed that really well. And Joseph Pilato as Rhodes is just flamboyantly over the top. He is a nasty piece of work who's just losing control of himself as well as the situation at hand, and he just is a threatening motherfucker in this movie. Laurie Cardill as Sarah, yeah, she's kind of the weak link. She's the main star of the movie and quite possibly not the strongest performance, but she's adequate. And Sherman Howard as Bub, once again, as I've already said, this guy's performance as the tamed zombie is just legendary stuff. He has made such a marvelous creation, somebody who, as a zombie, who's not meant to have any feelings or emotions at all, creates quite a sympathetic character. And Gary Howard Clark as Steele. This guy's just a jerk, but he plays him really well. Of course, you can't go past Tom Savini, the special effects that he's created in this movie. Like, the George A. Romero zombie movies always imbue the dead with so much life. Each zombie has got a character and a personality. They're not just a mindless, dark mass of shapeless monsters. Each one has got such a distinct personality about it, and that is the trope of his movies. Yeah, he has the social commentary. He's taking a little snapshot of the life and political climate of the time. This one, yeah, down in the bunker is kind of the Cold War. We've got isolation, trying to make the most of what we have. And yet the zombies, the gore effects are amazing, but the zombies have got such a personality, like Bub. It's just crazy how good the characters are of the zombies. And yeah, the gore effects, when Tom Savini's let loose, man, this guy really knows how to bring the bloodshed with such an inventive, creative mind such as his. And it's all practical. This is pre-CGI, guys. This man is a master, and I really wish that movies today still employed as much masterful practical effects as what Tom Savini created in this movie from 1985. So Day of the Dead by George A. Romero, the third in the original trilogy of Dead films, got up to a shaky start, but it has quite rightly earned cult status. It is a fantastic film. If you're looking for an entry point into the world of zombies, if you're not really sure about horror films, Romero's zombie flicks definitely, especially Night, Dawn and Day, are ones to check out. I have not done reviews on those two movies yet. I will do as soon as I get the time and get around to it. I just wanted to dive into this one as it's a brand new release in this format from the good old Scream Factory guys. Fantastic. So there you have it. Day of the Dead. Fantastic flick. All you sicko gorehounds out there will love it, guaranteed. Anyway guys, thank you so much for checking out my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, throw me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.